need some what? What? Let me tone that down. What I got on my shirt? What? How did they get on my shirt? I got some Dettol. Let's try Dettol right there. Ah. I need to put my earring back in. Oh, here it goes. Hello, Frederica. How you doing? Let me make sure my volume is up. Hello. Hello, Flair. How you doing? How's everybody doing this morning? Sunday. Are y'all getting dressed for church? Getting ready for Bible study? Are you getting ready for the Word of God? Welcome to Bible study. Welcome. Welcome. I see. I can't pronounce it, but welcome. It's Sunday morning. Thank you, Frederica. Sunday morning. You guys are here. God is great. It's a good day to be alive. You know, to feel energized, motivated, to work on your passions, to work on yourself or whatever. Hello, Stanley. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome to Bible study. We don't have no Bible here. Just letting y'all know. There's no Bible. I don't have one. I have one, but it's in a storage container. I should probably take it out the storage container. I probably should. But it's huge. It's old. I do need to do that. I need to take the Bible out the I need to open the Bible. Well, welcome to Indiana. Welcome to Indiana. Today I'm going on a trip to the library. I know a lot of you young people don't know what the library is, but the library is a facility that holds books and media. All your CDs, all your books and all that kind of stuff is at the library. So when you want to know something, okay, you want to know some information, you go to the library. Especially if you don't have access to internet or any other type of way to get technology in your hands, you go to the library. And what do you do at the library? You learn, you learn about all kinds of different things. So education is not restricted in any type of way. You can learn. You can learn at the library. That's what those people are there for, to help you understand stuff you don't understand. I know people say, well, I can't afford to go to college. I can't afford to do this. I don't have the money to do this. But you can go to the library. You can go to the library, open up a book, start reading page one, and take notes. Bring you a highlighter, okay, or whatever. Take notes all the way from chapter one to chapter infinity, and just take notes. That's it. I know you don't have to be a perfect note taker. Start with definitions. Read the read the bold headings and get to memorizing those bold chapter headings, and then work your way to down to the subheadings. What kind of Caesar? What is that? We here for Bible study. What are you here for? Thank you, Frederica. Thank you. But, okay, there's no excuse when it comes to education. You can go to the library. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm going to the library. Even though I have a degree, but I'm going to the library because my son asked me to go to the library. He want to go to the library. Okay? Library is a very interesting place. Has all sorts of resources. Okay? You don't know how to do something, you can figure it out. You want to be a plumber? Plumbing school costs a lot. I don't know how much a skilled trade costs. But you can go and find a book on plumbing, experiment, and at home or on somebody else's stuff, and learn to be a plumber. I know they tell you gotta have this, you gotta have that, you gotta have that. Having licenses and certificates and degrees, okay, that's fine. But when somebody's toilet is clogged, they looking for the next person, the person that knows how to unclog it. They don't care about no degree, no certificate. Can you fix it? Can you fix it? There's poop flying in the air. There's urine everywhere. Can you fix it? That's the question. And if you're the person that can fix it, okay? Thank you, Frederica. Hello, Roundbound. If you're the person that can fix it, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. Can you fix it? So don't let people try to keep you down. You know, say, well, you gotta have this certificate and all this. Learn on your own. Be self-taught. Self-taught. Okay? You want to learn how to build a computer? Go to the library. Read books. Pull you one of them CompTIA books out the library. Get you some books. Okay? If you can't get to the library, go on YouTube. If you got access to YouTube, plenty of videos to show you how to build a computer from A to Z. Don't let people stop you from being successful or reaching your goals, your dreams, or whatever. Okay? Don't let your family keep you from having things in life. Sometimes your family will come around and say, you know, you're not good at singing. You're a horrible singer. Ain't nobody gonna take you seriously. You know, they try to wear you down and say, well, we ain't never been no singer. What makes you think you gonna be a singer? What makes you think you gonna be an artist? What makes you think you gonna be an architect? None of us know how to draw. What makes you think you gonna be able to do this and do that? You may not be the greatest singer, but you could be a good writer. You could be a good producer. Okay? Don't let people, your family, tell you otherwise. You know, because we got family members, friends that are dream killers. They love to kill your dreams as soon as you bring it up. You know, I want to be I want to learn I want to be a guitarist. And then they look at you and they say, I don't think so. You don't know nothing about no music. You don't know nothing about no beats or nothing. Like, you don't know that stuff. So how you gonna be a guitarist? How you gonna be this and that? Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some patience, and learn how to do the things that you are passionate about. But anyway, this look is for the library. This is a library look. Going to the library to learn. Get him a library card. When last time y'all used your library card? When is the last time you used your library card? I don't even know if they have library cards, to be honest. That may be from when I was younger that they had library cards. We used to have to go to the library and look at the library catalog. And boy, your fingers would be hurting looking through that thing, trying to flip through, trying to figure out where the book is in that library. You have to go through the whole cards, all the cards, looking for the book. When you finally get to that one catalog card, you find it, you're like, yes, but now you got another mission. You got to go around the library and look at the card to see where the book is located. We got a lot of exercise when we was younger. Okay, your fingers is always active. Okay, look through that card catalog. Then you gotta go through each aisle to figure out where the book is. I used to hate that. I used to hate that. I'm like, God, why we gotta go through the whole? There gotta be a better way. And then the computers came along and, made things a whole lot better. But that's the way they used to do it. The card catalog system. Very interesting. Y'all, the young people, y'all missed out on so much. So much fun. We had the caveman's way of life when I was younger. Looking at, forget Google Maps. You had to actually look at a map to figure out where you're going. Okay, you had to look at a map. It wasn't as easy to just open your phone and tell Google, hey, I need to go to such and such. You didn't really know how long it took you to get somewhere. I had to ask my grandpa. Grandpa, I need to go downtown. How long do you think it's going to take? Oh, that's about 20 minutes. About 20 minutes. He can't tell me nothing else. He could tell me about 20 minutes and that's it. He couldn't tell me the mileage. He couldn't tell me what's along the way. And he couldn't tell me none of that. So you guys got it so much easier these days. We had to do some work. You have a favorite song that come on the radio. You had to actually recorded on a cassette tape. On a cassette. And then you had to wait. That was the crazy part. You had to wait till the song come on, and then they would piss you off because they would put a commercial in the middle of you trying to record. It was crazy. It's like, oh man, this song ain't no good. I gotta wait till they play the song in its entirety so I can, with no commercials, so I can record the song. See, they got smart because people was recording the music. And they said, "Oh no, we about to interrupt y'all fun with some ads. We're gonna put some commercials in between your music." But those were fun times, fun times. Y'all don't have nothing like that now. Absolutely nothing. Now we just get on the phone, press the button, the music just play. No, nothing on your part to get that going. It's just press play and that's it. You know, create a playlist. Playlists used to be so unique back then and stuff. And the library played a good part in our whole media thing, because you can go to the library, because if your mama and them couldn't afford your favorite CD, like Guns N' Roses or Snoop Dogg or Dr. Dre or whoever it was, you can go to the library. You can go to the library and rent out your music. You know, you can rent your music out at the library. So the library gave everybody equal opportunity in a way to get the things that everybody else got. Just because your mama and them couldn't afford it or didn't want to buy it, you could go to the library and get it. All you needed was a library card. But you got to bring it back on time. What would you do if you saw someone 3 centimeters tall at your desk? I probably asked them, how the hell you get here? And why you on my desk? Why the person gotta be on my desk? I don't know. I don't know what I would say. I'd probably say, why are you on my desk? That's kind of an odd position to be. I don't know why you want somebody on my desk. But good news, my eye cleared up. So if you watched the video yesterday, I had a transformation. I mean, it's kind of clear now. So I want y'all to go back and look at yesterday's video where I had a complete meltdown. And my eye transformed into something crazy within minutes. You could actually see it in real time. It went from just regular to this crazy red stuff. I thought it was makeup at first, and I kept rubbing it, and it wasn't. It was something growing on the side of my eye. So if you're interested in that and you're in the medical field, get me hard. That's your job. Am I getting paid? Cash App, Livia Flair. $ Livia Flair, Cash App. You can send me your cash because apparently I got a job on here. So go ahead and send me your cash. Send me my load up my Cash App. Thank you very much. Hello, E. Cooter. Welcome. Good morning. Welcome to Bible study. Right now, we have somebody that's testifying in here. We have somebody that's testifying in here right now. His name is Tony Bologna. Tony Bologna Tony Bologna is testifying in here that he has a thirst for Christ. He has a thirst for Jesus. And he's here telling giving his testimony about how he wants to pay me tithes and offerings. So he can go to my cash app at Livia Flair and drop the coins, okay? Because he's trying to drop draws for Jesus. But I can't help him with that. So, if you want to donate to help send him a Bible, go ahead and load up my Cash App at Livia Flair. So we can all send Tony Bologna a Bible. Because he need the word of God in his house. The Jesus need to saturate his body before the devil set him on fire. Hello, Mario. Good morning. Welcome to Bible study. Welcome to the Word of God. Welcome to church. I'm your pastor. I don't have no helicopter to fly in or anything like that, fancy or nothing like that, or a hoverboard. But you can donate your tithes and offerings to the church, because when you give to the church of God here, okay, when you give your money, your tithes and offerings to the church, we will be able to send Tony Bologna a Bible, because Tony Bologna, he need a Bible quicker than people need a glass of water. So, if you want to give Tony Bologna a Bible, please donate to my Cash App at $Livia Flair. And we can help him get the message across. We can help him with the demon and devil that has saturated his soul and his body. Okay? Because right now, he needs healing. He needs a healing like no other. I don't know why he talking about females ain't supposed to be pastors. You clearly ain't been reading no Bible. Tony Baloney. Boy, Tony got some learning to do around here. I love the smell of this. That's why I put it on. It's like an essence to your lipstick. It's like it's rose scent. But welcome to church. Welcome to the Word of God. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to the channel. Okay? Because we're going to be talking about lots of things. We're going to be discussing lots of things. So like, share, and subscribe, because you never know where I'm at or what I'm going to be doing. Because y'all want vlogs and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know if my vlog would be that interesting to you. Really? Do you really want to see and watch me eat at a restaurant? Probably not. Do you want to see me go somewhere? Probably not. I don't know. But today is a good day to write down your manifestations, write down your goals, or even write down your to-do list or things that are stressing you out. If there are things that are stressing you out, sit down and write them out. Don't keep your problems in your mind. Write your problems on paper. It'll help you. It'll help you a lot when you see it on paper and you say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to work on that such and such tomorrow. Or I'm going to work on such and such today. Keep a positive mindset. Stay positive. Stay, treat yourself very well. But anyway, I'm about to go to the library to read some books, you know. Going to the library to have fun. Hey, Woo, how you doing? Going to the library. Read books and look at some media. I don't know what they got at the library really no more. It's just I know it's more than books and media. Something else. We're gonna find out today. Okay, and I encourage you, you don't have nothing else to do today, go to the library. Read a book. I know everybody got short term attention spans. Y'all got them short attention spans. You can only focus for like 2 seconds. You know, everybody got these short attention spans. I blame that on social media, Instagram, and all that stuff. Is the reason why everybody has short attention spans. But you can fix that by going to the library, getting you a book, and sitting down and actually enjoy reading. Reading something that you love to read about. If you love to read about frogs, you love to see a good frog on a lake. You know, your heart races when you see those little frogs hop from, one lily pad to the other. You know, you may want to go sit down and read about some frogs at the library. Okay, you like to work on trucks. You know, you want to know more about them tires on that NASCAR a vehicle. You want to know more about that, the Grand Prix and all. You want to know more about that. You need to go to the library, sit down, and read about it. A lot of things are on the internet, but not everything's on the internet. You know, people have uploaded a lot of information to the internet, but everything ain't on the internet. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Everything ain't on the internet. Some things are in books. You've been trying to figure out why you can't connect this information to this. Is because somewhere in between that stuff is trapped in a book. So you may need to go to the library to get the answers to your questions. If the internet ain't satisfying you enough, if it's not satisfying you, you gotta go to the source, to the library. Get that real material in your hands. Get that book, and look at it. You've been wondering why. You just can't understand this and that. You need to go to get a book. I know y'all want to believe that everything's on here, but there are companies and businesses and stuff like that still haven't uploaded a lot of information to the internet. So, you know, bridge your understanding of things by going to the library and sitting down and reading a book. You might make a friend. I know some of y'all out there lonely. Hello, Marcella. I know some people out there very lonely and, I just don't have nobody to talk to, nobody. But you may go over there to the library and get a book. And there may be another mechanic at the library trying to figure out something. You two may become friends over a book. You know, so go to the library. Make you a new friend. Have a new place to go. Sometimes we live in this craziness, this capitalist world, and your whole day is just go to work, go to the store, go to sleep, maybe do an activity, and go home. That's it. That's your existence. But sometimes you need to find new places to go, new things to do, to keep you alive, to keep you positive, to keep your mind learning and all that. You gotta keep your mind active, because if you don't use it, you lose it. You know, that goes for your body, that goes for your mind too. And part of that is going out there and trying new things, doing new things or whatever. And getting your mind. You know what I started doing? I started playing games on my phone. You know, it helps keep the mind sharp. It helps keep the mind active. Hello, PMT, how you doing? You know, playing games on your phone. I've been playing that whole. Oh, let me tell you something my sister hooked me up with, which I'm kind of mad she introduced me to this game. But then my hotel, the hotel game, were you the hotel manager or whatever? Oh, first of all, it made me so tired. I'm like, when is this shift over? Is the shift ever over? Am I constantly collecting money? I mean, I'm not mad at the money. Me and my sister, we got iPhones. So she was I had to share my screen with her so she can introduce me to the game. And so she's watching me play the game, and she's like, "You didn't collect the money." I said, "Oh shoot, where the money at?" So I go to the other room, collect the money, and then she said, "I gotta clean the room." I said, "I gotta collect the money and clean the room." So I'm collecting the money, cleaning the room, and then I said, "God, I'm tired." I said, "When the help come?" She said, "You gotta have more money to get the help." I said, "Well, how much money I need to get the help to get somebody to clean these rooms? I'm supposed to be top dog in the hotel. Why am I doing all the work?" So I finally get enough money. I got happy. So then I got old girl hired, you know, but she was moving a little slow. So then I had to earn more money to speed up her speed and all that. And then my sister says the restroom has run out of toilet paper. I said, "What the hell?" So I gotta go. I said, "Well, ain't the maid supposed to be putting the toilet paper in the thing?" No, I gotta do it. Had to fill the toilet paper up, and then she's like, "You have to upgrade the room." So I got to upgrade. It was so much work. It was so much work. So the next day she said, she said, "What level you on now?" I said, "Level." I said, "Girl, that's too much. That's more work than my regular job. I gotta go back and forth, fill toilet paper. I gotta collect all the money and all this, and hire new people, upgrade rooms, check people in and out. No, girl, that's too much. That hotel game, that's too much for me." Now, if you a person that's not coordinated and not organized, and you need to get yourself together, that may be the game to get you together. Because that for me, I think I'm already sort of organized or whatever, but it was too much for me. It's like I can multitask, but that's multitasking on a whole nother level. It stressed me out, so I said no. But I got another game. I've been playing chess. I've been playing chess too. So all these games, you know, at the end of the day, help you be mentally sharp and be able to sit and absorb information and stuff like that, and make you pay attention to stuff. Because right now we live in a desensitized world where people are not affected by this and that. And that's why going to the library is very important, because you need to read about history. You need to read about all the things that have happened in the past. And if you learn about the past the right way, if you learn about the past, it'll help you in the future. Learn about things that have happened in this country to make you a better person. Okay, don't say you don't know. I had a boss one time, and she was one of them bosses that looked like the cover of an Essence magazine. She was very polished. She was very HBCU coded, and she didn't tolerate no nonsense. And she used to. I remember one time I told her, I don't know, and she told me, don't ever say I don't know. She said, don't ever say that. And she's like, you say, let me find the answer. Let me da 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 da. Don't never say you don't know. She taught me that. But right now we live in a very um complex uh world where people don't like to they want information at their fingertips. They want to be able to have the answer to stuff instead of just, you know, being like, okay, I don't know it, but I'm going to find out about it. I don't know it, but I'm going to find out about it. Okay? And so, but a lot of people take the easy way out. They look up Google. Okay? Google is okay, but you need to go to the source. Because where did Google get its information from? The library. Google got its information from the library. So you need to learn to go to the source. Because at the end of the day, the one source of truth for everything is that library. That's your one source of truth. You know, just like at your job, you know, there's a system there that is considered the one place, the one source of truth at your job. So, the library is just like that. You can say whatever you want on the internet, but you can't dispute what's in them books. Those people who wrote those books years ago, you know, they had opinions, they had philosophies. The Love Queen piece, they had philosophies, they did research, they talked with their peers about stuff, they debated stuff, and then came down to a conclusion, you know, all the hypotheses and all this kind of stuff. So there was real conversation to get those books produced. So those are your sources of truth. You know, you can say this and that, but you can't debate really what has already been written. And those people became scholars, philosophers, and all those people that wrote all that stuff to get a better understanding of our behavior, get a better picture of life, the future, and all that stuff is in books. Books. That is your source of truth. And it will always be your source of truth. And that's why it's more important than ever to hold on to real media, real stuff that existed. Hello, Kaizen Lee. How you doing? Good morning. That's why it's so important even now to work on, to have real media in your house. Because right now, everything is basically, you know, in a way, just in a cloud. Not many people own books, real media that you can hold in your hands, and real DVDs or videos that you can hold in your hands. And you need that. You need that one source of truth. So people can't tell you, you know, that didn't happen. Oh, what you talking about? That didn't happen. Yes, it did. I got the video right here. I got the book right here. So I know it happened. I read it. I read about it. There used to be very good documentation about life years and years ago. Even the videos of, when you would see those videos about people having the discussions about black people and white people and the injustice or the not being equal and all those conversations and video about that, those are your one source of truth. So when people come up to you trying to debate that, oh, so and so never said that, that's a lie. I got it on video. Let's watch the video together. You tell me he didn't say such and such. You tell me you didn't see that looking at this video. Look at the video. So I encourage everybody to go and get you Melissa. No. I encourage everybody to go and get real media, videos, CDs, DVDs. Get you video players, get you CD players, get you whatever. Get you real media you can hold in your hands. Because we are at a time where people are trying to take away the truth and say it doesn't exist. Oh, that don't exist anymore. Or that was never a thing. And you know from your own learning as a kid, when we did a book report and we all had the same book, we should all basically come to the same conclusion in the book report. Basically, so and so was doing this. I learned this. This is it right here. We all got the same book. We all reached the same truth. I don't know when people got away from that idea that me and you were looking at the same thing. You telling me the color, we both looking at a red car, and you telling me the color ain't red. We collectively agreed years and years ago what red represents and what it looked like. And now you telling me that's not the color red. That's not red. We all agree that the grass is green. There ain't no other color. Everybody came to a collective reasoning and said grass is green. It ain't pink. And that's what we dealing with right now in social media. You got people who want to go against the grain and just say anything to be opposite of you because they want to be in some type of debate or competition, or they want to challenge your thoughts. And you can't let people win like that. You cannot let people win. You got to send them to the library. I'm sorry, Joseph. Send these people to the library. Stop. I wouldn't even debate them. As soon as somebody say something stupid, and I know it ain't true, I'm gonna show you my library card. Get to the library. I ain't got time to debate you. You don't know what you're talking about. Next, like my grandpa say, next. When somebody start talking crazy, say next. Next, I ain't got time. You can't. I can't give you all my energy trying to debate you, and you know you dead wrong, but you don't want to admit it because in your mind you want to play this game of competition and challenges and all this. I'm grown. I don't have time to play no games with people. When I grew up, we were taught to take everything into account, research and look at all the facts like a detective. Look at all the facts and say, okay, we got all the stuff out here. Let's look at this side. Let's look at this side. Let's look at all the stuff. And then you come to a decision and you say to yourself, okay, there's no possible way he could have stole them donuts. There is no possible way he could have stole those donuts because at 2 o'clock he was taking a nap on a bale of hay in the farmhouse. There ain't no donuts. He couldn't have stole those donuts. The only person that could have stolen those donuts was Grandma. Grandma was in the kitchen taking her medicine, her diabetical medicine. And her mouth started to yearn and she started to thirst because she seen those apple cider donuts sitting on the counter. But she didn't know who they belonged to. She didn't know. Her son-in-law had brought the donuts for a party later on. He had set them on the counter. Grandma is the only one that was in the kitchen that day. Also, if you pay attention, there's an apron sitting on the counter, on the stool, and it got a little bit of apple cider residue on the apron. That tells me right there that big old apron only fits Grandma. And that residue, if you smell it, it smells like apple cider. So she's the one that stole the donuts. You have to look at all the facts. All the facts. That's why people love going to school to be a lawyer. They love going to school to be a lawyer because you can see all the evidence right there, and you say to yourself, there's absolute, without a doubt, there's no way so-and-so could have did this or that. Because evidence, facts is real. That is real. If you getting accused of murder and you know you were sitting at the Pizza Hut at the buffet at 5 p.m. and you didn't murder nobody, you was stuffing pepperoni pizza down your throat, but you got somehow accused of murder, you gonna want somebody to prove your innocence. You want them to gather all the facts, all the evidence that wasn't you. That's why the truth is important. The truth. We can't go around and say, and debate the truth and be like, oh well, it kind of meant this, or it kind of was this, or it kind of was that. No, ain't no in between. It's either yes or no in the court system. It ain't what you thought you saw, or kinda, or what. No, it's yes or no. People don't want to live in truth. I don't know why. I don't know why people want to live in a crazy world where they don't acknowledge that this is the truth. I come from, maybe I'm from the past. I'm old. I'm from the past. I believe in the truth. I don't believe in made up stories in my mind or nothing like that. I believe in the truth. The evidence set before me. Hello, HTN Nitty. Hello, Nitty. How you doing? Good morning. It's Sunday. We here talking about church. What you talking about today? We talking about Jesus. And we trying to earn enough money here to get my friend Tony Baloney a Bible. That's what we trying to do. Spread the word of Jesus. And that libraries are the one source of truth. Because I'm going to the library today. So if you get anything from my live stream, is that I do believe in the Bible, and I also believe that you should go to the library. You know what? You know what you guys should do? Try a day without Google. Try to live your day without Google, AI, social media. Just go on about your day and find a way to get where you're going naturally. You know? Don't ask Google how to get there. Just drive. Just drive. That's what we used to do. Just drive. You'll get there eventually. You know, you don't have to look up. You know, the internet is convenience. It's convenience, but it makes you lose some brain cells. I thought the internet was going to make people better. But what it did was it made people hustlers. It gave people more jobs to do. It made people lazy in thinking. You can't drive without looking at Google Maps. You can't decide where to go to a restaurant without looking up Yelp. You can't decide on what kind of makeup to buy without listening to an influencer on social media. You know who our influencers were for makeup? The magazines. The magazines used to be number one influencer to get you to buy a product, to get you to invest in makeup or try something new. The magazines were the main top dog influencers. We didn't need nothing else but a magazine. Once you seen it in the magazine, you said, "Oh, I gotta get that. I gotta get that new Fashion Fair makeup. I gotta get that new MAC makeup. I gotta try that." That was your influencer. And they had a chokehold on you because they could get you to look at all the stuff in one place. Not like social media where everything is kind of like scattered all over the place. Social media, everything is scattered. That's why it's so hard to connect with a lot of influencers and stuff these days because all that information is scattered. The magazine was basically your one source of truth for when it comes to influencing. It held everything in one package. From skincare to makeup to clothes, all in one. You didn't have to go nowhere else. You knew what you was going to buy this weekend. You knew you was going to buy you some new makeup. You knew it was MAC because you seen it in the magazine. You knew you was going to try a new diet because you seen it in the magazine. You knew you was going to try some Weight Watchers meals because you seen it in the magazine. And it kind of kept everybody on one accord in a way, because if all the women are buying this magazine, then it's easier to predict, for especially those companies, it was easier for them to predict, sales and all that kind of stuff, because they knew who's buying these magazines. And they knew what they advertising in there. And they knew what people was that month when that magazine for May come out, and they got all them hot products in there, and those companies start doing good, it's easier to predict. So magazines really should make a comeback. I don't know how they kind of fell off, but those should make a comeback, because those were the one source of truth. That's the thing that social media creates, this individual world. You in your own individual world. It doesn't bring people together necessarily. Magazines. That needs to be a comeback. But it can't be done like the old ways. It still needs to have all the same components of the old magazine, but it's got to be refreshed. You know what I mean? It got to be refreshed. So magazines were great. That was your number one. My mama brought all kind of magazines, and she would try all the stuff in the magazine. Go look up some old magazines. Go to the library. See, that's the thing about the library. The library got all that stuff. They got old magazines you can look at. And you can look at, if you want to know how to be in business and you want to know more about your product or whatever you're trying to sell, you need to go back in time. Go to the library and look at those old magazine advertisements and how they lured women into trying new things. Because that was the whole thing about the magazine. It was luring you into trying something new. Every week it was telling you how to lose weight. Oh, you try this drink, you lose weight tonight. Next week, you lose 3 pounds. If you walk this fast, you lose 20 pounds. If you drink this drink, you lose 5 pounds in bloating. That's what the magazines are for. So, Terry Joe. Where you see Terry Joe? I'm Terry Joe? That means I'm rich. Am I rich? Send me some cash out. $sign Livia Flair, because she looks like Terry Joe. She looks like Terry Joe. I do. Thank you. Thank you so much. Why I got to Google it? I already know who that is. I read. I see with my own 2 eyes. I don't have to Google that. But thank you. Thank you for the compliment. I like looking rich. So everybody needs to go to the library like I am today. It's not open yet. That's why I haven't left yet. Okay. I know y'all thinking, well, she ain't going to no library. She ain't even left yet. It's not open yet. But go to the library to get to your source of truth. And don't let nobody tell you nothing different, because if it's at the library, it's true, most likely. Everything you read online may not be true. So go to your source, your one source of truth. Stop debating people online about this and that. Go to your one source of truth to find out what's going on. You know, it doesn't hurt to read and learn about the past. It doesn't hurt to learn about these things. It'll make you a better person. It'll make you a person that's, you know, that can debate if they have to very well. I think I can debate well. Okay, I think I'm a good debater. You know, I probably am, because I'm old. Old people hold a lot of knowledge. See, a lot of younger people, their knowledge is online. My knowledge is old and from books. So, you know, go to the library. If you a dude and you experiencing male loneliness, because that's what they call it now. They call it the male loneliness epidemic. And you need to learn how to build conversation with women. How do you become a better conversation person with a woman? Read books. If you don't know how to be romantic, read a romantic book. Learn to be a gentle giant. Okay, learn to be not so crazy with women. You want to learn about women? Go to the library, get a book. Sit down and read some novels. Those people that wrote those romantic books years ago, they didn't write them just to be writing them. They wrote them from experience. They wrote them from their own ups and downs of love and relationships. So read books. You want to be better at your relationship? You want to be a better person? You want to be somebody better to date? Go read books. Learn how to have conversation with women. I know it's hard to sit and listen to a woman talk. I know it's difficult. But if you want a relationship these days, these women want a man that can conversate. And if you can't conversate, then you need to go back to square one, go to the library and learn about it. Back in the day, all these men that used to love to write about women, their yearning for women, their lust for women. They used to write about all this stuff, the romance of it. Learn from them. These guys back in the day used to spend hours, days, weeks yearning, thirsting for women and putting it down on paper. Let you know how they really felt. They used to do that for real. It wasn't a conversation about 50-50 or none of that. It was none of that conversation in them books. When them men used to write about women in them books years ago, years and years and years ago, it was about looking at the woman's beauty, admiring her in her presence, and they used to write novels about women they loved. Okay, they used to write novels. There was no talk about, she got to work a job and she got to pay half the rent and all. There was none of that conversation. The whole focus was her beauty and him wanting a piece of that beauty. Him wanting to be with her. Him wanting to keep her like a living rose in his house. That's what relationships and stuff were back then. And that's why it's so important for you to go to the library and to explore all of that. And the only way you're going to find out the information is to go read a book, because everything is not online. I I want to keep y'all on y'all toes that everything is not online. I know they try to make it seem like everything is on. It's not. Everything is not online. Some of that stuff is still trapped in books. Everything ain't online. So go read. Read about romance so you can become a romantic man. Take you from your gritty hands, your rough hands. Turn your rough, gritty, malnourished hands into romantic hands. I mean, you can still be gritty, but be romantic. And it doesn't take a lot of effort to be romantic. It's just noticing things. Okay, after you read the books about romance at the library, put it into practice. Put it into practice. Learn to not escalate. Escalate before you want something. You want something from her, don't escalate any type of situation. De-escalate. Okay? Learn to be caring a little bit, not a lot, just enough. Okay? And be intentional. If you learned anything from this Nick and Olandria thing from Love Island, have intentions and plans. Intentions. Just like when y'all decide y'all want to buy a car. When men decide they want to buy a car, what do? Research. They just not going to buy any Hellcat. They going to look at the options, the specs, the features. Dig deep. They going to look at them tires. Yeah, some good tires. They going to look at the spoiler on the back. Oh, yeah, look at that. They going to look at the roof. They going to look at the interior. Check out the seats. Check out the floor mats. The radio. Oh, yeah, the radio sounds good. Yeah, yeah. They're going to pop that top on that engine and look inside and see what's going on. Oh, yeah, some good horsepower in that engine. They're going to do all that. And they're going to sit across the table from some man they don't even know and say, you know what? Let's negotiate a price. Let's get down to business. Well, what you talking? Oh, I'm talking about 50,000. Oh, that's too much. And they're gonna negotiate, you know, what they can afford. Look how much time and effort a man put into buying a car. And that car may let you down. You may drive off the lot and get hit by a public bus. Car gone. You may drive that car off the lot and the engine just fall out while you're driving. Car lost. 2 months from now, everything going great. Car going great, and all of a sudden, the transmission just gone. I know y'all say y'all don't want to invest this and that in the beginning. Y'all don't want to do this. But you do that anyway naturally when you go buy cars, shoes, and all that stuff. All that research you put into it, and it lets you down. Because there's no guarantee. And just like relationships that a lot of people are scared of, that may let you down too. There's no guarantee in nothing. You may buy a burger that look good right now. It looks so good. And when you bite into it, it tastes like somebody put tuna fish in your burger. And now you're let down. Sometimes life lets you down. And no matter how much you prepare and research, sometimes things just let you down. And just because one car didn't work for you doesn't mean the whole line of cars are bad. It just means that one didn't work. Just because you had one bad experience at a restaurant doesn't mean the whole restaurant can go to hell. Relationships are just like that. When you dating and all this kind of stuff, you dating people, you know, it's better to give your all than not. And y'all give y'all all when y'all buying tennis shoes, cars, clothes, houses. Y'all do a lot. So it's not going to hurt you to plan and be intentional when you are intentional with everything else. I don't know what to tell y'all, but I know my lipstick is popping. Look at the color. Look at the color. So what have we learned today? Go to the library. Read your books. Read books to get educated. Read books to help you with your relationship, to be a better man, be a better person, whatever. Your library holds the keys to all your problems. Everything ain't meant to be figured out online. Sometimes you got to go to the one source of truth, and that is your library. I hope that helps somebody out there today to go to the library, get your library card, and get it going. Because there's a lot of things your family hasn't told you, your grandma and them ain't told you, and you need to go read it for yourself. Spend your day collecting real media, CDs, cassette tapes if you can find them, albums if you can find them, videos if you can find them, DVDs if you can find. Get you some real media. It's going to be an interesting day because that's what I'm going to do. I encourage everybody to do the same. You guys have a wonderful, great day. I'm on my way to the library. Bye.